the stories are told. Warrior hearts beating brave and bold. Small town pride in the air we breathe. The spirit of the game will never leave. Forever and always go Warriors, we shout. With fans in the stands, there's never a doubt. Game day Saturdays where memories ignite. Under the lights we fight the good fight.
Welcome back to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Troy, it's been a minute. Like what, 4 months did we say? Something like that? November?
Yeah, November 14th maybe or something like that.
My birthday.
Yeah. There you go. That's right.
Yeah, my birthday, November 14th. 56 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm almost 56 and a half.
Yeah, that's how long the time has been. We had a big break there. No particular reason. I mean, our listeners and our viewers know that we just sometimes do, take long breaks.
We do.
Of course, there was the Thanksgiving, Christmas, gigantic Waldorf break that starts just before Thanksgiving and ends, like middle of January. And so we went through that, but there was also a lot of changes that have happened. We've got a lot to talk about, don't we?
We do. We got, obviously, folks know that Coach Chapa, the former head coach at Waldorf, went to San Diego.
San Diego.
And you know what he's doing there? He's a recruiter for a college.
Is that right?
Like an architectural school or something like that. So
okay.
The one thing that, it's not that he didn't love recruiting. I mean, because we'll find out here in a minute with our guest how much recruiting is just fun.
Yes.
But it's part of the game. So anyway, that's what he's doing now.
I didn't know that.
San Diego.
There's so much, Andy, there's so much I don't know. Like our listeners, our viewers, we haven't had a show since the middle of November. So much has changed. And we don't know what's going on. So now this is the episode that we get to find out what is going on and meet the new head coach.
Yeah, the big man.
Who's been here for like 3 months. So but let's do it. Let's introduce him.
Absolutely. So we are more than thrilled to have with us, and you folks should be too, because Troy and I have gotten to know this man a little bit. But the man, the myth, the legend, Coach David Calloway. Welcome, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm so pumped to be here, man. You guys, you don't know how I'm juiced right now.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you on the show and to finally get to that spot again. This, by the way, is the beginning of our new season. We had such a long break. We'll call it a new season.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't know if it's season 5.
Yeah.
It might be. It might be season 5.
I think it is.
So season 5.
Like it is.
First episode, Coach David Calloway.
Cool. So, Coach.
Yes, indeed.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What does everybody need to know about David Calloway?
The main thing is that I've been coaching college football. This is going to my 27th year. Started out right out of college. Played at Langston University for 4 years as a starter, was an All-American there. Just recently went in the Hall of Fame there this past October from Idabel, Oklahoma originally. And I'm telling you, if you're listening right now, Warrior Football Land, you've met somebody from Idabel, Oklahoma, you will meet another person from Idabel, Oklahoma. Moving forward in life, I met somebody from Idabel before. So that's one unique thing about me, Idabel, Oklahoma. We call it Idabel, USA, because you're an hour from Louisiana, an hour from Arkansas, an hour from Texas, and then you're in Oklahoma.
Wow.
So you're right there in the southeast corner of that little area, small town, but just kind of like Fort City, just a worker's mentality, not much bigger, one red light town, so Fort City feels home to me. I'm excited about being here. I can tell you what you need to know about me, that I'm going to put on for Fort City.
That's what I like to hear that. Yeah.
I'm in.
I thought you were going to go. It's on you.
Hi there.
You've got the red light on.
Yeah, no, Coach
We're so out of practice.
Oh, this is terrible.
We used
Coach,
to do
I'm sorry.
every week.
We're rusty.
We do this. Yeah,
we used to do this.
Knock the rust off.
Yeah, exactly.
Knock it right off.
Exactly.
Hopefully not coming back from summer workouts for the coming into football camp. This is what it's
like that.
No. It's like, can you imagine if that's the result?
Coming off spring break.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, Coach, obviously it's great to have you here. We're super excited about the direction of Waldorf football. We had the opportunity as a Gridiron Club to go out and have dinner with you one night. I don't know, what was that 6-8 months ago?
No, January.
It was in January, so
Yeah.
a couple months yet, but still. So yeah, we got to know a little bit about you, but what I'm excited about is for the Warrior Nation to listen to a little bit about some of the things that are important to you as the new hit man for Waldorf football. So if you could go into a little bit about some of your philosophy, I know that you boil it down because you've been around long enough, but yeah, tell some of our folks, how you like to run things.
Well, we're running in phases, and right now we just started or completed phase one. Phase one for us is what we call win, and what that stands for is what's important now. And for us, we feel what's going to be important is attacking things the right way off the field. So the first thing is understanding the importance of branding, protecting the brand of Waldorf University, Waldorf football, your family name. And the way you go about protecting that brand, we feel is important, is understanding the importance of image. If you're going to be a part of our program, you need to understand you're going to look a certain way. And what we mean by a certain way, you don't have to wear a suit every day. We're not saying that. But you need to look like what you are. That's a college athlete. If we see you on campus during the day, and we say during the day, Monday through Friday, business hours 8 to 5, you need to look like a student. You need to have tennis shoes on, boots on. We don't wear slides, Crocs, hey dudes, anything with an open toe, open heel, pajama pants, tank tops. You can wear a hoodie outside in the weather, headphones, but when you're in the classroom, you need to take that stuff off your head, sit in the first 3 rows. And one thing that's really important to me is you got to put that cell phone down. You get in these classrooms. You're there to be engaged in the classroom. And what I do is the first part of branding I feel is important. I eat in the cafeteria with these guys, so they got to see me to understand. I walk around campus, so we're not just going to tell you, hey, you got to do this, and we're not going to follow up with you. And it's not a point of, oh, we got you. It's not that. It's a point of, and you guys are athletes, former players, been in professional settings. At the end of the day, when you're working on a team, it's about accountability. Mm-hmm. And much as you do your job or get a chance to do your job, you can't get enough reps at accountability. Mm-hmm. It has to be to the point, like I ask the guys all the time, what's the first thing you do in the morning when you get up? Most of the majority will brush my teeth. Okay, you're 24 years old. You probably learned to brush your teeth at 6. You're brushing your teeth 365 days a year. You're getting reps at that because it's accountability, and it's a thankless deal. So the importance of looking a certain way on campus is to build reps that we can trust you from an accountability standpoint when we're not around. Mm-hmm. It's easy to wear shoes over in our building because you're trying to impress the coaches. But what are you going to do on your time? So now it's telling me, if I see you dressed up and you don't see me, now I can say, okay, I can depend on this guy is studying his playbook when he's not in meetings, that he's doing the right thing when the wrong thing presents itself. Now I can trust you on 3rd and 7, and you're a receiver, and the route supposed to break off at 10 to 12. You're not breaking it off at 6, right? Now on the other side of that, if I see you on campus, you in pajama pants, you in slides, now I'm saying, okay, I don't know if I can trust this guy, mm-hmm. right? So that's the importance of protecting the brand from that standpoint. Then the next phase of that is understanding that you got to have pride in where you are. I've worked at multiple campuses. This is my 8th job. I got some Kobe Bryant shoes. I got Kobe Bryant shoes that when he was on Adidas, and people don't even remember when he was on Adidas, right? But my point being is I got some Ant-Man shoes. I got all this other Nike stuff. We don't work or go to school at those schools. Mm-hmm. So in essence, we don't go to Iowa State. Not saying they're not a good program, not a good university. I can bet my dollar to your $100, you're not going to see a lot of people walking around Ames, Iowa in a Waldorf University shirt on their campus.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
Yeah. They should be, but they're not.
They should.
Right.
But you're not going to do it on our campus.
Understand.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting at. Like, we're going to protect our brand. If we don't have pride in Warrior Nation, then how can we expect other people?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by protecting the brand.
I love it. I mean, look, Andy's laughing at me because he's looking at with the shoe situation. We've had conversations on this podcast in previous seasons. I love it. Like, we're not wearing slides. We're not wearing that. I'm like, yeah, yeah, proper footwear is important. This old Army guy talking like, how can you possibly do anything useful when you're wearing flip-flops?
Exactly. And I got the same thing because I had, again, I'm a player. And one thing I try to pride myself on as a coach too is if I can't tell these kids why we're doing something, then we probably shouldn't be doing it. Right? So when I say why, I'm like, why we got to wear flip-flops on the bus? And coach tell me, well, if we have a bus wreck, then how you going to protect yourself? So if you in some slides, you don't have a lace-up shoe,
Yeah.
and then the bus turn over.
That's exactly right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Preparedness.
Andy,
preparedness.
that's what we're saying.
This
This is
resonates
it.
with me.
Yeah, you just-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. Like one of the sheriffs that I work for or with, and I'll be going to a meeting and he'll be like, that's going to be kind of tenuous. And I said, yeah, I know these guys are not happy with me. And it's always like, wear the right shoes.
Yeah, gotta have the right
Got to wear your
shoes.
fighting shoes if you're going to fight.
Starts from the boots up. Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
it does.
So,
Yeah.
I got my boots on now.
exactly. So that's the first phase is protecting the brand. The second phase of what's important now is relationships matter. And we say relationships, we're not talking with us as coaches. You're going to have a relationship with us as coaches. You're going to have a relationship with your teammates because they're all for football. We are for that.
Yeah.
We're talking across campus. Be engaged with your teachers, sit in the first 3 rows, get involved in the class discussion, be a part of what's going on, not just sitting there trying to get through something. Going to career services. I met with all our guys because it's important. I met with them one by one the first 4 days on campus. So it wouldn't be any hesitation on say, this is how we're going to go about our business. And that's important, building relationships, because with the career center it's important because a lot of guys get to their last semester and go over there, hey, I need a job. In the career center, I hadn't seen you in 3 years. Then you give us a bad survey because you're just not showing up and we're not helping you. But if I don't know you want to go to grad school, then how can I help you go to grad school?
Right.
If I don't know you want to get into this profession, how can I help you? So, and what I tell them, I say, you go over there and meet with them. And when you meet with them, you come back and let me know what y'all discussed. Because majority of them don't even know where they're located. And that's not just here, that's on every campus.
Yeah.
Because they don't realize the importance of that.
Yeah.
Because, they all, I'm going to go play football. Well, we're not going to go play football. There's 1% that's going to do that.
This is true.
Yeah.
And you just, relationships matter because they matter because conversations got to be honest.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with not being a football player. It's a whole bunch of ways to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And it's trying to open their eyes to that stuff on relationships with professors, with the community. And I'm so proud because the first thing that we got asked was by the music department to have hosts for their last event, which is like their Super Bowl this past Thursday. And they wanted 6 or 7 football guys. They said they had never done that before to have football host that. So that was awesome. To get us engaged on campus. Now, hopefully the weather's getting a change. We can get a little bit more engaged in the community kind of as we move forward. So that's the second part of what's important now. And the third part is respecting the game. When I say respecting the game, that's getting to know your coaches. Not just come by when it's required. Asking why in the meetings. Because the biggest thing with football players that I found, and it's with everybody, like nobody wants to be embarrassed. So, and you guys been around athletics and different things, and somebody say, hey, what's this? Everybody say, you know what this is? Yeah, I know it. Then as soon as you ask them, well, what's this concept? Okay, that's fine. Who else doesn't know it? Then hands go up.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, because that's what we're here for. Because if you tell me you don't know, that's our job to give you understanding. But if you say you know, then it's our job for me to sit on the fat of your neck at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to bite you because you said you knew what you were supposed to do, then you didn't go out there and execute. So those 3 things are important to us. Protecting the brand, building relationships, respecting the game.
And that's so important. You look at a lot of these, coaches at any level, and they'll tell like the ones that have pretty decent success are ones that say, yeah, you got to know the game. You got to know the X's and O's. That's great. But at the end of the day, as a coach, you need to be a teacher. You need to be able to take what's in that brain, that football mind, and translate that into getting the young men to perform.
Correct.
And that's kind of, and so I know you brought in an associate head coach. Correct. Tell us a little about him. We'll have to have him out next.
Yeah, we will.
Yep. Coach Jermaine Gales. I knew Coach Gales when I was the head coach at Central Methodist. He was the head in Missouri. He was the head coach at Lincoln University at the time.
Yeah.
And we tried to get set up to play a couple of years, but it never kind of worked out schedule-wise. So then he moved on from Lincoln, and I moved on from Central Methodist, and we end up coaching against each other in the same conference when I was at Arkansas Pine Bluff and he was at Alcorn.
Okay.
And then when I got this position, you know, he had some things where he wanted to obviously change his situation, and we just communicated, and we had a mutual, not a mutual kid. He had a kid that played for him that GA for us at Pine Bluff, and was a great person named Omar, and he kind of put us in contact before all this came about.
Right.
And, you know, I knew what he brought from an offensive standpoint from competing against him. You know, so I know some things that he can do. And with me being a defensive guy, we've had the most success when I can have an offensive coordinator that has a head coach mentality. And what I mean by that, I'm not having to oversee what they're doing practice-wise on the practice field. I can just focus on what we're doing defense and then get with those guys in meetings, you know, because I know how it's going to be conducted. I know how it's going to be ran. I know how it's going to be structured. You know, we're looking to – now, he going to call the offense. He going to do all that, but we're going to push the ball vertical.
Yeah.
That's
long
exciting to hear.
Yeah.
That's exciting to hear. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We've been hearing that a few years, that, you know, because we'd have these vertical threats. You know, we'd bring in these dudes that were just like, wow, these guys, they got some stuff. And then for whatever reason, we're throwing all that mid game, you know, through the middle, trying to find gaps and stuff like that, which is fine. It works. I mean,
There's a place for it, but
yeah, there's a place for it. But
I grew up like in the Raiders and Al Davis. So, you know, they
saw
Yeah.
the Raiders thing on your
Yeah.
phone. I was, you know, and I would say that that wasn't a great thing, but you know, an Iowan just became the highest paid center in NFL history. He played for the Ravens. This is terrible.
Well, you
Played
got
for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he just signed the biggest deal for us with Raiders. And I cannot. Tyler Lindebaum.
There you go.
Yeah, Tyler Lindebaum.
You know, you'd come up with
he's
it.
going to go out and so maybe the Raiders are going to be able to do something.
I don't know about. I won't go that far.
No,
I'm a true fan. I've been a fan since '83. So it's just something about the silver and black. You know?
yeah, and I tell you, Al Davis was just kind of that cool looking cat. I mean, he just
and the
got
way
the
he
slick
talked.
back hair and the sunglasses. He always had his sunglasses on, and yeah, you just got to respect that.
Yeah.
And then you see his son thinking, what did the mother look like?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a terrible thing to say. But Mark Davis has got a lot of money, but you know he's got a haircut that I mean,
It's different.
oh, that's saying a lot, Coach.
But I ain't got a lot to talk about on the haircut part. So.
Oh, you and Troy got something in common.
You know that.
We'll throw the ball.
Where at?
That's awesome. That's going to be exciting.
We're gonna try to, and we'll do what we need to do to win games.
Yeah.
You know. So, but we're excited about the direction we're going. You know, those guys been meeting heavy. The kids are picking it up, concepts, and our quarterbacks. I mean, those guys are gym rats. Chris and Jackson. I'm thinking they coach as much as they've been in the office, which is a good thing.
That's going to be quite an interesting time,
Well, it's a good question. I mean, for
even this spring.
people want to, like we had injuries in our quarterback core last year, and that caused problems, on top of any other problems that we're having, and so that's something too. You got confidence in the quarterbacks that you've got, and how's that looking? Like your quarterback, I don't even know who's in the quarterback. There's so much I don't know, because I don't know what personnel have changed and all that stuff. I don't know even the right way to maybe start talking about it. I guess let's talk about numbers. Whatever you got, you come in, you take a program, and it seems to me like you've just been, like you said, this is your 8th program, and like that you got to come in. And in my opinion, is like you've been nose to the grindstone, and which has been a little weird for us, but good. Like I can see the program needs it, and so it's like this is the first time we're mid-March and this is our first podcast, which because you've been busy, like you've been like, I got a program to stand up, I got I got people to put in place, I got things, and I got recruiting to do, and so it just strikes me that you're a nose to the grindstone. Business is where we're at, and I've got a lot of business to take care of before we get out of school this spring, right. And then before we certainly start next fall. So tell us a little bit about what your team looks like, how the numbers are, and how your recruiting's been. That's big ball of wax there, but I'll let you have it.
Yep. So first thing, let's start with our guys that are here now.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing with them is been focusing on just coming together as one. And we've been doing a lot of team building stuff in a different form. You know, not just, hey, what's your name? Like, we mix them up in teams. So if we don't have a depth chart right now, to be honest with you, we got offensive players and defensive players.
Yeah.
And that's not really been the focus. That's what spring ball is finna be.
Okay.
You know, so, but we identify leadership in a different way. So what I did, just to try to make it as vanilla and non-judgmental as possible, I just lined everybody up for our first early morning and just counted them off through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the ones, y'all a team. All the 2s, you're a team. All the 3s, all the 4s, all the 5s, 8, or 6s. And we had different competitions. You know, we did like centipede push-ups, team push-ups, heels on your shoulders, up, down on the whistle.
Yeah.
You know, last team standing. Everybody else doing up downs. You know, that type of stuff. 45-pound plate holds. You know, in each other face. Me versus you. Who gonna break first? That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Push-ups on the whistle. Who gonna be the first one to break? All type of just competition. Crab walk, bear crawl, center, everything. Just getting them competing. Then we did some team building stuff to try to get them to understand like everything is catered to have success. So what I mean by that, you guys remember the stack it to win it game?
Yeah.
Where you stack the cups and all that?
Yeah.
So we put them in teams, and I did this intentionally. We put them in teams. So the first guy, he's stacking the cups, and there's other people not involved, right? But it's going to be just like a game. It's going to be 11 people on the football field, and you may be on the side. So I want to give them a clear indicator that, hey, everything is a competition, everything's evaluation. So I let them go through 1 or 2 times. I'm seeing this whole group of kids back here having these sidebar conversations. And I'm like, this is just like a game. These guys are going to be over here playing, and y'all need to be paying attention to who's playing on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be back here talking just because you're not out there, because if your number's called, you're not going to be ready. You know? So that was a teaching moment. Like, this is carryover. Yes, it's going to be hard to focus if you're not out there, but now that's telling us about your character, because now you're telling me you're being selfish without saying I'm selfish. Because if you're back there talking and the team is out here performing and you're not investing in what's going on the field, then you're not investing in our success. So we took that same thing, and now say me and you got your stack of cups, I got mine. I saw one kid knock theirs over, right? And then the other kid knocked theirs over. So I punished them. Y'all got up downs. Well, he done it first. Well, the same thing gonna happen in the game. The official is gonna see the guy that retaliates.
Yeah.
That's right.
So getting those same teachable moments, like, hey, the stuff we're doing, we're having fun, but in order to have fun on the football field, you got to win.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
winning.
Yeah.
And teaching them how success works, you got to be dialed in.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that over this past 6 weeks. I think the biggest thing that I'm impressed with is our graduate assistants in the weight room. Those guys are awesome. You know, Aiden is the guy that's kind of running it. He got 2 guys that work with him. But, I mean, those guys are impressive. They, you know, and they got them running. They got them moving. You see guys' body changing. So we took body composition pictures at the beginning, and we'll take them here next week, the before and after, to see what guys' production was. So that's kind of what we've been doing with the team building. And then we did some stuff, did some fun stuff, like, you know, what they call the cookie, eat the cookie off face, where a guy put a cookie on the forehead.
Where you got to get it down to your mouth by just using your, you look foolish.
Oh.
Well, no, you don't look foolish, Troy, but I mean, when you have
coaches
to,
do it.
you set it there and you have to make all sorts of weird faces to try to get it down, to get it in your mouth. Am I right, Coach?
Correct.
All right.
That was fun. We done a lot of that type of stuff. Play some dodgeball so you could compete.
Yeah.
So just finding ways to compete without having to be on the football field.
Nice.
And there's accountability stuff and just getting to know each other. And you could tell who was leaders and kind of who's over their process and stuff, you know, and I'm looking for that. And it was good to see, you know. And the biggest part about it, like I was telling you guys before we started, was we started at 5:30, and our start time was 5:30, but we normally started by 5:25 because guys was there. Guys was checking on each other. Guys was in their lines. And, you know, just so that was very impressive, for the first point.
Right.
And then I was just like young kids, got to feeling themselves a little bit like, hey, we still ain't played the game yet now.
Right.
Like, we still amongst each other. Like, we got to be focused still. So that's kind of where we've been now. The next phase, we're recruiting. We just been trying to hit the ground hard. We went up to the Minnesota Collegiate Clinic as a staff and met a lot of high school coaches in Minnesota, up in Minneapolis. That was 3 weeks ago. Made some contacts in that area. Then we went down to the Iowa High School Clinic 2 weeks ago down in Des Moines. Met a lot of coaches that way, just getting our name out before we go spring recruiting. We was able to bring in 14 guys that semester at mid-year, so that was good. Those guys are
Real good.
Coming along. Again, we'll see what they can do on the field. But we feel good about what they bring so far. And now we're recruiting. I just got back from 3 regional combines down between Oklahoma and Texas, where we saw over 300 kids. So, and just we calling those kids and just got guys coming in and trying to just, get the numbers that we need, get the right people. And I think we got a good nucleus here of guys. Now it's about putting them in the right seat on the bus. And that's what we'll see moving into spring ball, what we're doing. And then just getting ready to hit the ground with our fundraising. We had one good fundraising where we did popcorn, raised a lot of money over 4 days. And then the next phase doing spring ball, we're getting ready to launch our women's clinic. That's going to tie in with our spring game.
Okay, well, let's talk about spring game as well. That's coming up when?
April the 18th is the tentative date.
Okay, tentative. And the weather is going to be fine. I feel like it's going to. And sometimes in April, it's.
Never know. Right?
Never know. Yeah. We had 2 weeks ago, we had 60 degrees plus 70-degree weather here. You could have been doing outdoor track meets. And then now here we are looking at some storms potentially this weekend. So, but I mean, it's Iowa. Yeah.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault. I'm going to tell you right now, it's my fault. I went and got my boat on Sunday.
Oh, did you?
So I got the boat. I got it down
excited,
to
a
the
little
doctor's
open water.
office. Well, I get pretty excited to go because the ice is ice out over at Okoboji, which is about 85 miles away, where we have a place over there, and I love to fish. And I tell you what, Coach, as soon as I just thought maybe it's too early. No, it's not too early. But guess what? 12 plus inches of snow coming on Sunday.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
Better be less.
I hope so.
But my fault. I called it.
There's a reason Iowa is a national leader in high-quality farm-to-table beef. Nothing matches the superior marbling and taste of fresh family farm-raised Iowa beef. Buy direct from Sunnyside Farms and cut out the big beef cartel. Know your farmer and have the confidence you are feeding your family the high-quality protein they deserve. High-quality protein like our own Iowa beef is now at the top of the USDA food pyramid. And unlike grocery store beef, you can trace your beef to one farm and one steer. We focus on the health and welfare of our herd and practice environmental stewardship that helps restore the land and improve the quality of our beef. Experience big savings with one initial upfront fee that covers the entire process. Beef packages are sold in quarters, halves, or even a whole steer. A quarter steer averages around 200 pounds of beef, but you only pay for the final cut weight of your ordered portion. No water or feed weight. We've partnered with quality from the USDA-inspected Conger Meat Market. Every beef package includes steaks, roasts, ground beef, even ribs and soup bones. Beef halves include a brisket, and for an additional nominal fee, you can have patties made, summer sausage, and delicious beef sticks for snacks anytime. No fillers or added chemicals, just straight from our farm to a quality custom processor to your freezer. Right in time for grilling season. Use the Text the Show link in this episode's show notes with your name and contact info to place your order today. Our supply is limited, so act now. You'll be glad you did. And thank you for making Sunnyside Farms beef a healthy part of your life. Now, back to the show. With spring ball, that'll be the last time that that they play on that turf.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm excited about that. Oh yeah.
I hate that turf.
I know you do.
I've been out. I mean, I have spent I'll be entering my sixth or seventh season. I think seventh season. Being helping
6, 7. Come on.
No. I got a 10-year-old grandson.
Yeah.
I think I don't get enough of that. So I've hated that turf from day one, trying to give it some sort of life and conditioning it and sweeping it and gluing it and patching it and doing everything that I can do. And I know that a lot of times that the football staff was doing that as well. But then when found out that yes, Warrior fans were getting new turf.
Yeah, we are.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, new turf means great things for, and we need it, obviously. The Blue Stars actually won't be here this year. I found that out just yesterday, actually. Yeah, so I thought they were coming, and then they were going to be on the practice fields and a little bit of time over at the high school turf field, but apparently they're actually not going to be in Forest City this year, and we'll see, I guess, what happens after that. But yeah, I like their music when they're in town. They do cause a lot of damage to the field, so it'll be nice to have fresh field and all of that. And of course, listen, that also, now I'm looking right into the camera. Of course, that means that the Gridiron Club, we went ahead and at our last meeting, we obligated back in January, we obligated ourselves to. We're going to pay for that cool W emblem, the helmet W, in the middle of the field. Waldorf needs that. It should have been there when they first installed it, but that was a different time, and they couldn't get the two parties to agree on color schemes. That's out the window. We're going to have that Waldorf. Now that costs, by the way, about $20,000. So just like we did a couple of years ago, we raised $20,000 as a Gridiron Club fairly quickly. We're gonna need that again, and so go ahead and go click the donate button on the website, please, and help make that happen because that part's on us. The rest of the field is purchased by the school and or Waldorf University and the school district. They partner on that, and then on the other football field as well. So, but we need that W. I mean, it just looks so much better and all of that. Now, I tried to get them to do purple end zones, but
they should have.
But they
end zones with white letters, Waldorf and Warriors.
Look, what can I say? I tried, but that's not my lane. And for what I think, soccer didn't quite like it or something like that, or something.
And I understand
something
that.
like that. So
you understand that.
It's multi-use field, and it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be brand new. It's going to be, I think, it's going to be great for the team, great for the safety, and everything else that we wanted to do. It's just going to look great. And new coach, new turf. Boy, we just roll in and like, look at this. Look what I brought you.
Somebody got to ride the carpet. Why not me?
That's right.
That's right. Might as well take.
Yeah.
So, okay, you grow up in Oklahoma. You've really spent kind of the majority of your career from that Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and this is your furthest north assignment. How hospitable have you found the weather so far, Coach?
It was tough.
Oh, yeah.
But once I realized there was a such thing as minus double-digit degrees, which I never heard of. Yeah. I was like, I'm looking at my phone. This phone got to be not updated. Like, what is going on here? What does negative 18? I had to go to Google. Like, is this a real temperature?
Yeah.
So after a week of that, and then that's the coldest I've been fine since.
That's good.
But that now I told some of the people athletics, because I came up in December.
Yeah.
All the way up until 2 weeks ago, I didn't know there was no grass out here because it was snow all the time.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
I was like, it's a grass out here anywhere. And all I'm seeing is snow every time. I hadn't seen anything else. But,
it's all brown right now, too. Yeah.
So the weather, like I said, it was different, but I lived in Nebraska. It didn't get that type of cold, but it got cold.
Well, yeah, I'd say because you were at Hastings, and down there, that's still going to be 20, 25 degrees warmer than it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't crazy. It was not like this.
Yeah.
So, but it was. I had to make sure I got me some coats from Iowa because the coat I had from Arkansas was not working.
That ain't gonna work.
So I had to buy me some clothes from up here.
Yeah.
So the thermals I had was not the thermals that's needed for this area. So
we see that. I mean, we've been taking care of players at the Gridiron Club too. You see guys come into town, and sometimes they're from Florida, down south, but where I was just in Sarasota area or something like Tampa, and it's like they don't have those. and never experienced that. And they get up here and they're like, well, I know it's going to be cold. So they got some sweatshirts.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me hook you up. Like we need to help you out, because, it's different
work.
coats. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
telling them, they like, well, I'll be, okay, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Coach, you got it. Yeah, let's go over here and see if we can get you something. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's been fine. I mean, it's been great community. I think the gift and the curse was going to the Chamber of Commerce and getting that gift basket and putting that picture on Facebook. Because everywhere I walk now, hey, Coach, saw you on the Facebook post. Hey, Coach, saw you. Every time I go in Hy-Vee, I meet somebody. So that's pretty neat.
Well, you got to
good.
know, Coach, that people around here, they don't got a whole lot to do, so they're just on their phones, like you were talking about earlier, looking at the Facebook. Looked like somebody's.
Yeah.
That's fine because it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Just open arms, So we're gonna just keep plugging along.
A lot of the the things that you've talked about already, and then even watching the team building, the games and things like that, and using those teaching moments, it's all discipline. It's all about teaching the discipline and getting up and doing the habits that are good, looking your best, doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it when nobody's looking, integrity, values, things like that. And that's every program, at least it's they say that they're trying to do that. It doesn't always translate all the time. So you've got a lot of experience. You've seen it all, And so how does Waldorf compare from an outside perspective? It's kind of fun. It's like and you got to be whatever you have to say in the position. But it's like, how does Waldorf compare to the other programs as far as like what you're seeing with discipline, personalities, that type of thing?
Well, the first thing that I think that's consistent with everywhere, it's a good group of kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's above par for everywhere we've been. The thing that I guess that was most shocking to me is the facilities here. Because when I got here and I walked around and looked, I'm like, oh, we got an indoor facility, that we can use at this time of year, which is awesome. The locker room setup is beautiful compared to a lot of the schools that I've been at. And then the weight room is just off the charts. And you got 3 coaches in there in the weight room that's there all day. You just don't have that. And then just the adequate facilities, then the stuff that our training room does and how they integrate technology and the stuff, as far as with concussion testing, with health reports, with setting up training schedules. Those things are what you look at because now, have a whole bunch of kids waiting in line to get something done. The same thing with compliance, just integrate technology and the availability of that stuff, and then from the athletic department, taking care of travel, taking care of officials. Because this place I've been where that stuff comes out your budget.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm saying, when people say, well, we don't have it, but you have that. You have that, and you have that, and you got to be solution oriented, and then you got a community that's proud. That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? You got a proud support, and you got proud support when you go somewhere, and with proud support come expectations, and you in this business to be expected to be successful, so you have the stuff that you're looking for that can operate at a high level, from the facilities, from the support from the administration, from the support from the community, and then you got a recruiting pool because you can recruit national here. You got an airport 2 hours north and south of you. They can get you anywhere, and then nowadays you got kids that are willing to travel to play. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you work inside out on your recruiting, but you got enough things here to make it appealing. And then the coaches' offices, like this is probably out of 8 schools, this is the second school I've been at where you had a meeting room that could hold more than 100 people with projectors, audio, and everything's working.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, some people had that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mean everything's working.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
that's key.
Yeah.
And I think we fall into the trap at Waldorf of being an old school,
Yeah.
and fresh to the GPAC. And then if you look at just the pride and the tradition of these GPAC schools that I think we have a hard time comparing ourselves with, like the Morningsides that have won national championships. And then they have the donor pool behind it and the following, so that, but their stadium is old. It's beautiful. And so I think a lot of times we fall into that trap of comparing ourselves to those other GPAC schools, like, wow, we don't have, and we don't have.
That's good to hear.
It's nice to have that perspective of somebody that's seen other programs all the way from the FCS level to the NAIA level and Division II. I don't know if you ever went Division III.
No, I never did three.
That's good. Yeah, you'll have to, Troy. And
Division III. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, leave it at that.
No, I like to say the facilities, man. And then when I saw the office, I mean, I ain't staying in some apartments been that big. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's this big, long meeting table. There's a couch. There's this big old 60-inch TV. Then it's, you picking up computer on first day. You picking this stuff up. There's places, you waiting a month to get this. You waiting 2 months. Like people just so efficient in their ascension. You get on track. Business cards, coach, boom, they right there, Travel plans, boom, they right there.
Yeah.
Boom, that's right there, And it's people just so helpful and just consistent on the communication, because that's what I'm big on.
Yeah,
And that's been awesome. From what I can, like I said, just comparing and contrasting other places, it's a lot of stuff that if you hadn't had it, right, you know what I'm saying, then you like, and I'm here because I know what it's like to, well, we don't have no laptops, coaches. You got to fundraise for that. Coach, like I said, y'all got to pay for recruiting.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I'm saying, like, people don't just assume that stuff just happens.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't know the kind of that seedy underbelly of what goes on in college athletics. And, one of the things I'm interested in too is that obviously there's been, with Coach Choppa's departure and some of the other staff that have gone on for whatever reasons, and God bless them, we wish them nothing but the best. That leaves you an opportunity to fill a staff. We talked about Coach Gales a little bit, but obviously your staff isn't full yet, but what are some of the key things that you're looking for? And of course, we know Coach Donadio is still here, and so.
And then there was one. I saw Danny at the Chinese restaurant the other night. So I saw Donadio, and you mentioned Coach Gales, and then like Andy, you said Riley left. I think he went to UW Riviera Falls. Keegan Handel is still here, but Kaysen. Is Keegan still? Keegan's still here, but Kaysen left a while back. CJ now?
He's still with us.
He's still?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. That is good news.
Yeah, and then so then you've got some, and then this old guy at the bottom, Andrew Buffington, director of player personnel.
Still don't know what that means. You could help me out, Coach, and if we could define that a little bit better.
Yeah, you got Josh Mitchell. Didn't you say Mitch is
still with
Josh?
us?
Still
Josh is still there.
And then did Lou move on? Lou Williams?
Yeah, he graduated.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I thought Lou was gone.
Yeah. So you gotta. I mean, if you are you. What are you looking to fill, or you feel like you got what you need, or
no, we still fill obviously the offensive line spot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with Riley gone. Yeah,
we're looking to fill a spot on defense.
Okay,
linebackers, and I got a GA position.
Okay,
that, and this obviously we're getting a lot of interest, right?
Of course,
but, like you have what you're looking for. First, I'm looking for just a good person that want to teach.
Right,
that's the first thing. And just want to pour into people. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody. And be honest, we may go through spring without a coach or two, because that's not the concern. The concern is to make sure that our guys learn how the importance of toughness, how to compete, and what we're doing schematically, and it will be fine.
Listen, Danny, I'm take it back. I love the way you said that, Coach, because you said it. I haven't heard it quite said like different things like that since I was in like maybe basic training like that. It's not the concern, and it's like immediately and just like. I guess I'm not going to worry about that anymore. Like, how many times do you have to, like with the players and coaches and like that's a very useful tool in your toolbox. Have you been practicing that?
No, well, I haven't been practicing it, but been fortunate enough to be around the game. It's happened before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every time it happens, is kind of, when I say happen, when coaches move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's never always a good time for them to move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But, and it was funny, I'm moving from an NAIA to a Division II school at this time, from Langston to Southeast. And it's right before fall camp is finna start. So we finna start fall camp on the 7th, and it's August the 4th I get this job offer. And I'm talking to my buddy, the offensive coordinator at Langston. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to take it. You know, I want to lead these kids. We got relationships, you know, because I'm invested. So I go, he said, man, you better take your hind parts down there and interview. He said, we'll be all right. So I'm like, man, I don't know. So I go down there and interview, sit down with the coach. And he said, you know, I want to offer you the job like that. He said, we start camp on the 8th here. Now it's the 4th. He said, I need a decision. I said, well, coach, you know, I want the job. I said, I want to go back and talk to my head coach, let him know. I said, I don't know about, you know, it's the timing. And he looked, this one I knew coaching college football was a business. He looked me straight in the eye and he said, Greg understand. So
He gets it. Yeah, he gets it.
It is such an interesting fraternity because you think that like, well, the Waldorf coaches just know the Waldorf coaches, and y'all know everybody in the business. You know, from up ladder, down ladder, doesn't matter. Like, you know, oh yeah, Bill over there's a good dude. You like him. Yeah.
So then every time I look, like, so with Riley, say, Coach, I got something. And I'm like, that's on me for what I did then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I so then I like, you know, it's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, some people come and go. You just hope when they're with you and you with them that they impact you, you impact them in a straight way.
Yeah, it's probably like you said. It's probably never like there's never an ideal time to change coaching position or anything, but it happens, and so you know it's not also the worst thing that it happened. You know when it did, it was the end of the season. We got you came in, and then there's always going to be a transition with coaching staff, and people are finding their ways in different directions. This is all happening before we get to spring ball, and so that gives you the opportunity. Like you said, we got offense, we got defense. We're going to see what we're going to do, and you've got your OC here. You're the DC head coach, and so it's like the rest of it will fill in.
It'll figure itself out.
Not the concern. I love it.
Well, it's a different position for us than when Coach Chapa was named head coach. Quite literally, there was Coach Finley decided to go down to I don't even remember down in.
I think with the Lindenwood.
Lindenwood, yes, thank you. You got Langston on my head, which is cool. But so he goes down and they name Coach Paramore, who's down at East Texas A&M right now. But so they name him, and he's 25 years old, you know, and he just, again, I love Chase Paramore to death, but it was
Fart in a flying pan. I mean, he was here for like 3 months, and then
and so
in
then
that
boom, he
position.
leaves in the first part of July. Coach Chapa was named head coach. He was just going in like, I'm the DC. That's what I'm going to do. Coach Paramore was going to call the offense, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, you got a game in 7 weeks.
Let's go.
And now it's like you're the head coach, and now your offensive line coach is your offensive coordinator. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, you can imagine how it went.
He was drinking from the fire hose, but I mean, Coach, the nice thing about it, I mean, you're coming in with, you can just tell you got the head coach experience. I mean, you got the mindset. This is how you build a program. This is how I build a staff. This is my focus on recruiting. You got your stuff in order. You don't have to learn it as you go. You're always improving, I'm sure, but I mean, you've got to focus on it kind of shows that you know what you're doing when you're coming in.
And I mean, and you guys,
we'll see.
You've been when you've been a first at doing anything from a leadership, you take your bumps, you hit your head.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you don't learn from it, you know, and I've learned from the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and just taking those lessons and just, you know, chopping wood a little bit different. And the biggest thing I learned is Coach Stewart, who coached me, he used to always tell us when I played, to know me is to love me. And what that means, and I didn't really understand that until he started coaching with me at Central, because I hired him as my defense coordinator. And basically what that means is you got to know me as a person before I'm going to accept your direction and your instruction. So that's why we're big on the get him to come to the office, get our kids to come around.
Yeah.
So we on a personal level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're on a personal level. So now if I'm getting on you about not hustling, you know it's not coming from a place I'm trying to tell you what to do. It's coming from a place that we all trying to pull in the same direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got to make it intentional with making them interact because of the cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and Coach Gales, what he does, they go into the meeting, they all put their cell phones on the back table when they start the meeting. And they come in my meeting because I meet with them. If the phone go off in my meeting, it's with me for 24 hours. I'm going to text your mama. I'm going to text, hey, I got the phone. Now, it can go off. You got an emergency.
Yeah.
Like you come and you tell me, say, Coach, hey, I'm waiting on a phone call about
Yeah.
financial aid. That's fine.
Think ahead.
Exactly.
That's
Just be accountable.
Think ahead. Yeah.
Be accountable. And, you know, they had some pushback. They,
Yeah.
I said, hey, 9 go east and west, 35 go south, north and south, get you anywhere in America. I guarantee you. You can play football, but you probably won't be playing in Waldorf.
That's nice.
But you got to be accountable.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I love that.
You got to be accountable.
I just heard a comedian talk about how they were like when they were. That's what they did. Like their teacher would take it they held it for 24 hours. They'd bring it, give it back to you the next day, which is great. But that was back in, flip phone times.
Yeah,
things like that.
absolutely.
And they're like, "What about? Well, did you have like a password on your phone?" It's like, no, this was flip phone.
Opened it up and it was there. Yeah, if you wanted to type a letter, you had to push a button 4 times possibly. It was
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was old school.
you can play with Snake.
That's right.
So Coach, some of the things that obviously we know you have a great football mind. I mean, that's going to be very apparent to anybody that watches this or listens to this. But so, what do you do when you're not all about football and stuff? What do you do to let your hair down? What's some of the things that you do to kind of reset?
Just like any football coach, watch football. No, I just hang with coaches, and college buddies. And that's what, and the biggest thing I'm trying to get these guys to understand, man, once you win a championship in college, you're with those guys for the rest of your life. You're connected. It's about 40 of us on the group chat, and I ain't played since 95. And we stay in communication daily.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we have one buddy, he's successful down in Texas, got a big old place. We go down there the third week in June and hang out, do
great.
stuff in May, and then the kids I coach that we won that 21 team in Missouri, I talk to those guys, they always planning something. And that's what I'm trying to get these guys to understand. So I don't do a lot. I go home to Oklahoma because when I coached at Southeastern, that was for one semester. That was like an hour from my house. So my mom had seen me coach football one time.
Okay.
One game, my cousins brought her up to Missouri for one game. And my dad came to Nebraska one time.
Okay.
So anytime I got a break, I go home.
All right.
We ride horses, 4-wheelers. I mean, I'm a country boy. I do that on summer. Hang out with my partner Sean. We mess with cows. We got trail rides, stuff like that.
Dude,
So
regular old farmhand.
I love it.
Yeah, that is great. You'll fit into Iowa just perfect, Coach.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
great.
Right.
So mom and dad still down? Everybody good down there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
What are your mom and dad's names?
My mom's name is Shirley, but she go by Tiny. And as far
She goes by Tiny.
yeah, that's her name.
All right.
Tiny. And that's what I call. That's all I knew to call her. So I call her Tiny. That's well, that's my mom.
All right.
She raised me with my grandmother and my 3 cousins.
Okay.
So she had an older sister that passed when they were young. So we all grew up in the same house.
Yeah.
My dad was in the military the majority of my high school life.
Okay.
And he came back and retired going into my junior year of high school.
Okay.
His name is Irvin Jones. So, and but now they get along fine.
Good.
It's a good time.
Family's everything.
Yeah. So I go home as much as I can, pretty much. And just
How long a drive? About what? 10, 12 hours?
I just tell people ever. I just get to drive, man. I just try to do checkpoints. Kansas City, Oklahoma City, out of there. But it's about 12. It's down there. So, but no, I don't do a lot as much as I used to.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I just turned 50, be 51 next week. So now I'm in a different phase in coaching. So we was coaching in Kingsville. Obviously, we was out every night.
Sure.
Because we 25 to 35. And we all single at the time. You know what I'm saying? Now, coaches got wise, older. So I just kind of just try to stay the course with football. Up here, I hadn't even been to Mason City yet.
Oh, well.
I've been to Walmart, but that's the extent of it. You know what I'm saying? So
You're missing much.
Come on.
I'm just, just trying to get this thing ready to go.
We got everything you need in Forest City. You got a Hy-Vee. You
Yeah.
got the Conger Meat Market.
You got the Conger Meat Market.
You've got a Mexican restaurant. You've got a Chinese restaurant. You've got Shooters.
Yeah.
And there's a bowling, and there's the VIP. That's if I go out, that's where I'm going.
I've been
The
to the
VIP
VIP.
lounge. Who drug you to the VIP?
I met Adam them there after the Bossy Awards.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I heard him talking about it. I didn't get an invite. Of course, I didn't. It was getting late.
I
for
got
this guy.
I got a text, and I didn't
I ain't
see
get
it till
nothing.
I was already home.
I ain't get nothing.
I mean, it's just like that surprise birthday party. But I didn't get an invite to that either. I just knew about it.
I didn't. I didn't at all. Still hurt. Still hurts.
Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you what, it's exciting for our viewers, our listeners. There's been a lot of things that have changed, and at the end of the last season, and now as we head into our new season, 2026, it's rolling into spring ball. Lots of things happen. Lots of people have questions. I'm sure that the players, parents. This is like, when we started the podcast a long time ago, 5 years ago. It was so that parents could connect and see players and coaches that they don't necessarily get to see and kind of get their perspective so that when they're talking to their kids, they have a chance to understand, who they're looking at. And then also it was a chance for players to hear themselves and their stories and all of that. And a way for us to tell our story as a community and a Gridiron Club. And now, here at the start of our 5th season, we've, gone through the changes and lots of good things that are happening. You pointed out some things that I think was important for us to hear is, as a community, as a Gridiron Club, and as our, players and parents, is like sometimes it is easy to get down a little bit. I was like, well, we don't have the nicest stadium all the time and all that stuff. But it's like what you're saying is great perspective, and it makes you feel a lot better. And all the work that we do as a club, as a community, I think we're very proud of our community and how they interact with everybody and the team. You're not the only. You go to the Hy-Vee store, go to the grocery store. That's where you're going to find. Your players are going to have the same experience. Like you play football, and that's like you said with that brand. If you're wearing that Warrior football brand, people are going to talk to you. They're going to come to the games on Saturday. There's just a lot of love and for the players on the team, because like you said, at the end of the day, start off with they're just good kids, and that's what it's always been about. And so we're just very happy to have you here and move forward and get this train rolling, because we've been a little dry spell here, so we're looking forward to some rain come this fall. And I do know that I don't know if it's published. I guess I could look, but I
don't believe it is.
The schedule isn't out yet. I have seen it, but it sounds like so. It's like we're. What would you say about, just without necessarily, we can get into another episode and talk about our schedule and stuff, but it looks like it's fairly well balanced. We had some weird bye weeks in this past season, our first season, our second season in the GPAC. So how do you feel about the order of the games and all of that?
I hadn't looked at the schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know it's a whole conference schedule.
Right.
For everybody. So, and I'm telling you what I'm excited about is school ending in November the 30th.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm excited about that is that's playoff football.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the playoffs, we got our guys like a professional team at that point, because you're not dealing with classes. You're just dealing with football.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what's on my focus, is getting us what we call the hunt for October, is playing well in August and September, because you want to be playing meaningful football in October in order to play in November. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's our thought process, and that's what I'm trying to get our guys to understand. Because if you talk to basketball players, their big thing, because they hear most of the time over Christmas break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most schools. And they're like,
Yeah.
and I try to interact not just with our football players when I get to other schools, but with other sports and other people. To see, and they like, Coach, when school is out after finals from December the 12th to January the 15th, we feel like we're in the NBA. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, all we do is do our morning workout, go eat, do our evening practice, go eat, go back to the gym. If we don't have to go to class, we don't have to do this. So,
Yeah, that's right.
That makes sense.
So we feel like we're like pros. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
From a schedule standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about just the game at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm excited about the schedule. You know, and it's really helps us with recruiting. Because you tell a kid, hey, like you said with the break, you get out November the 30th, you got the whole month of December and 2 months of January to work. Then in April, you get out the 30th, you got the whole month of May at home. So you got the whole month of May, the whole month of June, the whole month of July, the whole month of December.
Yeah.
You got 4 months and 2 weeks that you're not in school. Who else is doing that?
Not many.
I don't know nobody. I've been to 8 schools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a retention piece. Like, you tell that to high school kid, like, they like, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and that's what you got to use instead of saying, well, we get out too early.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
Use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, got to win and be playing meaningful football during that time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We can't put the cart before the horse, but that's got to be not, oh, we come late to count. No, yeah, week 1 is important. Week 2 is important too. Week 3 is important too. But at the end of the day, it's about, can we get ourselves positioned to play in November?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Love it.
Super exciting.
Well, it's going to be I'm looking forward to spring ball, tentative, mid-April. You said the 19th?
We should
18th.
start March 23rd. That's our first week.
Oh, practice, 23rd. Yep,
And
coming
the
up.
spring game is April the 18th. That's
April the
tentative
18th.
right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So our practice schedule will be Tuesdays and Thursday evenings and Friday and Saturday mornings.
Okay.
All right. And then we will go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they will be off the weekend. But since we don't have those 2 weeks in May, we're just going Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to make sure if we got any room that last week of April in case of weather that we may have to delay something.
Sure. That makes sense. Yep.
Now, we're still planning to have the spring game. We'll just come back and make up those practices
Oh, okay.
instead of moving the date.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Unless we can't get on the field on the 18th.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather us have the couple practice after the spring game instead of trying to adjust the spring game.
Yeah. Well, that's a good plan too. That's a good plan. And the spring game is it's just a inter squad scrimmage type situation.
Hopefully, because our biggest thing is to come out this thing healthy, is to try to have enough bodies where we can have a purple and white team.
Okay. Okay.
That's because right now we have enough healthy old linemen. Now, if it's sloppy, we're not going to do that. It's going to be ones versus ones, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if everybody is going to be highly competitive, that's why we're not going to be doing a lot schematically, because we want to see if people can block, see if people can tackle. You know what I'm saying? And compete. So it's going to be a lot of trying to, beat you for the call, beat me for the call. It's more like give everybody a chance to be clean, get a chance to get evaluated, get out of here healthy, and go into the phase 3, which is summer, with a good taste in our mouth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
that's the focus. That's what we're aiming for.
Love it.
So
Well, that's great. You know, as we said earlier, you know, Troy and I had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with Coach, and you know, so it's good for our listeners, for our fans that listen to this and watch this, to be able to get to know you and a little bit about what makes you tick. But one of the things we always like to do, since we're getting close to our hour, I think we're over our hour, is we always like to give our guests the last word. So if there's something you want to say to family, friends, fans, the team, Warrior Nation, Waldorf University, whatever it is, Coach,
That you haven't said already.
yeah.
This is the first time they've seen you. I mean, for a lot of our, most of our, viewers and listeners, it's a great opportunity to address them directly or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
at first, I just want to obviously thank the Waldorf administration for giving me this opportunity, and then the Gridiron Club, and like we've been around some booster clubs, but you guys are freaking off the charts. Like when I saw the Bowsley Awards, I was like, Because Coach Gale said, I watched that online. He said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. You know?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
He said, I watched the whole thing. I said, man, I said, Coach. He said, man, I said, I'm still in shock. I'm calling everybody. You know, I say, I'm sending a link to people. So what you guys do, like with the tailgate, and then we told me y'all spend all that money on trees. I said, I call Coach Stu. You hear me refer to him a lot. And like I said, he's like my second dad. And I said, Coach Stu, man, these dudes spent $16,000 on trees. He said, what? He said, oh, man, they for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't understand a lot of times, like, when you got support like that, you got to want to come invigorated to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And again, this fortunate me being my 27th year, and it never felt like a day of work. And it just makes it feel that much easier. You know what I'm saying? Where you got people that can say, hey, you can go get this done. We got a plan to help you get this done. We got a plan to help you get this turf done, or whatever it may be. You know, so just to thank you guys and what you guys already have established here, and just being able to come in and be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And my main focus is to make sure that for our location, Forest City, to make sure we put a product on the field that you got a fan base that's going to be excited about it. And we already know you're proud of it, but we want you to have something to be able to poke your chest out about once you move around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
I think we understand that. Yeah.
That's what we want to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you guys are going to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want you to be able to show up and be able to throw a big pizza party after it's over with at the stadium type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was so ready. I know, I mean, you're supposed to have the last word, but I mean,
We are.
I was so ready to that last game.
Oh, yeah. Well, not the last game. We lost to Dort.
Oh, not the last game. Oh, for Doan.
Oh, yeah.
That was our second to last game.
Oh, that's
Dort
right.
got
Doan. Yeah,
Dort got in the playoffs.
Dort, yeah, Doan did not.
Yeah, Dort.
Yeah, Doan. I was so ready to, because I was sure we were gonna break this cycle on the
lead.
And I run the music up there as I'm doing the announcing. I was so ready to play the big.
What?
Let's Get Crazy, like Prince.
Yeah.
I was like, you're just gonna have to wait because this is gonna happen. And then I was like, oh, on to another. But that moment, Coach, when that comes, and for everybody watching, and it's coming.
Yeah. Let's go crazy.
We can't wait.
I already know then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yes, indeed.
that will be a glorious day.
It will be.
Glorious day indeed. Yeah. Well, we want to thank Coach Calloway for taking some time out of his busy schedule to come out and get to know you folks a little bit better and talk to us a little bit and kick off season 5. And that's hard to believe. I don't know how many of these episodes we've done. It feels like a billion sometimes. But sometimes it feels like it's, well, after as rusty as we are, it probably sounds like it's our second or third. So...
Well, I thought it got a lot better. Our first minute or two was a little rough. It was
rough.
Should have practiced.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep going.
Keep the authenticity there. You know what I'm saying? Keep it authentic.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not scripted. No, it's not scripted.
No,
and it's also not well researched a lot of times. He used to do all the research, and he was just on this. Oh, you came from this, and like knew all that stuff. And
then I start telling kids that, like, oh, so you were the vice president of your junior class, and be like, no, like, so then you weren't like the best singer in your school or anything, and you're like, no, I didn't sing at all. Like, well, this is garbage. Get rid of that crap.
We quit researching. It's more fun.
So, we're looking forward to everything we got going on here. Just every time that I have an opportunity to listen to you, Coach, the first time that we met in your office that afternoon, just briefly, the one thing that I took away was, like, none of this is about football.
Yeah,
I mean, the football will come later. We have a job to do to set a foundation so that eventually we're going to get to football, and we will get to football. But and I hope you know how much we appreciate that here. So
X's and O's, but I mean, it's all about football. That's how you do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Troy, I think that's going to do it for the episode 1 of season 5.
I believe
of the Waldorf.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we go. Of the Waldorf Gridiron. So again, Coach, thanks for coming out. And that's going to do it for us here at the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington, and forever and always,
Go
Warriors.
Forever and always.
You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America. Just visit our website and pick your membership level at waldorfgridironclub.org. You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.